remember like 2010 water gel lip tints was like a very strong dark inner red lip and a pale concealer lip on the outside. And the fact that small lips were the trend back there, I feel like a lot of brands just didn't bother to kind of work and improve the formula. The pros of this lip tint for the lip staining effect, I think it's pretty good. Right now I'm wearing 2 layers, right? I have run into like some issues. Can we look at how my lips have formed this inner ring of product buildup like right over here? So if you're gonna ask me, Crystal, should I get the bare water tints? Girl, I'm gonna be real with you and say, is this the revival of Korean water lip tints? Now, Roman has released their take on an upgraded and modern formula of the very popular Korean water lip tints, and this is their bare water tints. They come in 8 shades, and I have 4 with me right now. I'm actually wearing 2 of them, number 4 water grape and number 1 bare vanilla. What do you guys think? Thoughts, first impressions, I want to hear from you guys. One of the biggest reasons why K-beauty got so popular internationally in the early 2010s, I believe is also partially because of Korean water lip tints. It is well known even back then that those water stains would give you an all-day stain on your lips, and I believe people are actually looking for a product that would last the entire day. However, it was really well known that it was notoriously difficult to remove the stain itself. When we look back at the images of these water lip tints, I think we can agree that the staining isn't the most even. It's quite patchy, and most of the times it would stain like your inner lip a really deep color, and then the outer lip itself is kind of barely any stain at all, so it doesn't really look nice. And can we also agree that the colors are pretty neon? So I think given today's modern, less saturated, like my skin but better kind of vibe that we're going for, I think these colors don't really fly, at least in today's market. Even back then, I generally stayed away from water tints. I was scarred for life. I've tried out 2 or 3 from different brands and just knew that it wasn't for me. Only very recently did I try out water tints again in the last 4 years. Granted, it's a new type of technology, new makeup formula, and most of the times when people think of water tints, they think more of like the ones that are like the Glasting water tint, juicy lasting tint, something with like a film former across the lips. These aren't really like that. These are leaning more towards the traditional early 2010 water gel lip tint. So these water tints, I've had them for about 2.5 weeks-ish, and I've more or less formed a solid opinion. I just really wanted to test these out for you guys. So detailed review, swatches, everything. I believe I'll put bookmarks as well down below for you to skim through, and without further ado, let's get into it. So the 4 shades that I have with me are number 1 bare vanilla, number 3 nutty mauve, number 4 water grape, and number 8 Deepin red. I got a wide variety of colors featuring a diverse color chart ranging from soft watery hues to vibrant and clear shades. Now I must say that the color choices are definitely much more in tune with today's beauty trend. I don't think a lot of people are gravitating a lot for the neon reds, neon pinks, that kind of thing. If that's your thing, you do you, girl, go ahead. But I think a lot of people are going for the My Lips But Better, soft, feminine colors. And Roman definitely delivered on the color aspects. They are very modern and very refined at least. And obviously with personal color in play, spring, summer, fall, winter, there truly is a color for everyone. Nobody is left out. You have a wide range from light to deep, cool to warm, and something that's even kind of in the middle, which is number 5, Apple Ooze. So I think this was really well done. There's no extreme ends of one particular season color is left out from the rest. Now, based on my experience using these water tints, I would say that number 1 bare vanilla, number 3 nutty mauve, these 2 colors lean more towards the feminine, softer side of things, very natural lip colors. I think where the colors start to get really vibrant and brighter is number 4 onwards. So number 4 water grape and beyond. Water grape does stain a little bit deeper as compared to 1 and 3. And number 8 Deepin red also leaves a more intense stain as well. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, I don't have lip filler. I have all natural lips. So the lip lines are there and everything. Good sleeping mask and lip balm and just hydration. Now the packaging itself is rather new in Roman's current lineup of lip tints. The bottle itself is short, stubby, easy to hold, and the applicator itself is this like rounded tip, and I guess it helps as well with the ease of application because you can cover more surface area with this applicator and the product just spreads across your lips. One of the gripes I have with the packaging is that because the packaging itself is quite short and stubby, the rim of the cap over here, sometimes when I go in and apply the lip tint, it ends up touching my lips, and it's kind of inevitable because the applicator itself is kind of short as well and it sits quite close to the body of the cap. So I'm like, you know what, whatever, but that's one thing I want to point out. I realized that a lot of K-beauty brands are also coming out with shorter, stubbier packaging like this, which I'm not a big fan of. I still prefer bodies that are long and slim and slender with the applicator further away from the cap itself, as you can see. And yeah, the applicator is also longer and slimmer as well. One more thing I noted down is that the rim over here of the stopper mouth area, a lot of times the product does pull around there because when you pull it out, when you pop it out, the stopper itself is really narrow, so it just to kind of limit the excess product that comes out. But you do run into this issue where, you know, product pulls around the rim, which is annoying, yeah, but so far nothing has leaked yet. I rather deal with this than have a leaky packaging and, you know, product leaking into my purse or whatever. That's a bigger headache. The applicator itself being this big bulbous rounded tip, right? It's good for covering general surface areas of your lips and maybe your cupid's bow, even if you have one that isn't as defined like mine. However, I find that when it comes to getting into like the tighter areas, like the edges of your lips, the corners around here, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. So you got to angle your applicator a little bit better. And because also of the color of the product and the formula of the product itself, if you were to just swatch it on, I feel that the line of product itself becomes really stark. So with lighter colors like number 1 and number 3, I can, you know, kind of get away with it. But if it was the deeper, darker colors, then the line is a little bit more stark. So most of the times what I'll do is I'll take my pinky and I'll just like tap the edges to kind of blend it in a little bit better. And of course, nowadays I can't go without using a lip pencil or lip contour. So I think that really helped out quite a bit. If you want to check these out yourself, you can get it on Olive Young Global website as well as YesStyle. They range between like 13 to 15 US dollars depending on where you get it as well as the time, because sometimes the prices does fluctuate a little bit. So I do have a code with both of these websites. You can use my code to help you save a little bit more money. And if you choose to use my code, it supports the channel. So thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about the formula of these water lip tints. These have kind of that water gel texture, but when I compare it to a lot of the old school Korean water lip tints, right, you can see it's watery, but they kind of have that slightly creamier feel to it. They don't feel as watery as compared to old school Korean water lip tints. Across the board, as much as I said that from 4 to 8 the colors are more intense, they kind of have this very sheer color to it. They aren't as strong pigmentation as a lot of maybe like film former water tints could be. This one is Deepin red, so I'm just swatching it just to show it to you guys. As you can see, the colors, they kind of let your natural lip color peek through a little bit more. I found that with the lighter colors, like I mentioned, 1 and 3, the staining isn't as intense, but with colors like 4 and 8, these two colors, the deeper colors, they stain a little bit better. When I press up against it, you can see the color is pretty much still there. It stains very well. Even based off these swatches over here, I believe that the shades 5, 6, and 7 would probably perform something like this, and number 2 would perform something like this. When it comes to application of these lip tints, the formula of it isn't the same as the Juicy Lasting Tint or the Glasting Water Tints. This one, you can immediately apply it on your lips, purse your lips, and you can go out the door. You don't have to wait, you know, for the film former to form on your lips and then you get that high shine, that dew, that kind of look. Because with these lip tints, you do not get a shine. Maybe like a 20% to, you know, just make your lips look healthy, like a slight hint of dew, a sheen, very, very minimal. There's not much of that, high shine, high juicy gloss looking kind of lip tint that we are quite used to nowadays, because every single brand in the K-beauty market has released a lip tint something like that. These aren't that. It's leaning more towards like a true traditional lip stain. One more thing I wanted to point out is that in the promotional pictures, the lip swatches look kind of blurred, especially around the edges. It's like that nice hybrid mix of something that is slightly dewy and also blurred. I want to point that out that it's not possible, because I've tried to achieve that blurry lip look kind of thing. Just with the product alone by itself, I don't think you're able to get that. It's possible that they use another lip product to kind of achieve that blurry edge kind of look and feel. But even with a lip contour on right now, my lips don't look so kissable and velvety blurry like that. Rawman actually recommends to layer up the bare water tints. You can go in with 2 layers if you want. It's up to you, your makeup choice. But for me personally, I feel like 1 layer alone by itself is good enough for me, because right now I'm wearing 2 layers, right? I have run into like some issues with it, which brings me on to my next point, which is performance, how it wears throughout the entire day. I've been sitting here for like, 45 minutes-ish and just like talking to you guys, right? Can we look at how my lips have formed this inner ring of product buildup, like right over here? Is this like pale white butthole looking thing, this part here? And then for the upper lip, you can see that you can't really see it when I was like looking at y'all, but if I tilt my head up, you can see that it's forming right over here. And obviously, my lips do look a little bit dry, right? Come on, we can agree to it. That my lips do look a little bit dry. The inner lip stains deeper than the outer lip, but comparing it to a lot of water gel lip tints from 2010, this one isn't as bad. That's one thing I must say. I think Rawman did nail on the part of making sure that the staining is a little bit more even compared to traditional Korean water lip tints. It's still a little bit obvious, like here and here. And this looks a little bit gross, but you actually can scratch off the buildup of product. And I mean, it's still there. And you can just like touch up if you want. This like inner ring of product buildup, that kind of thing, right? I've only experienced this issue with 1 shade so far, and it's the water grape shade. Whenever I wear this alone or paired up with another lip tint, without fail, I will always encounter this inner like butthole ring thing. And it's not as if like I don't exfoliate my lips or I don't hydrate, moisturize my lips. I'm quite thorough on like drinking like liters of water every day. Also ensuring that I wear a lip sleeping mask to prep my lips for the day. So I've always encountered this issue with water grape, and I'm super sad because out of the 4 shades, I think I like water grape the most. I think for the first 15-30 minutes when the lip product is on your lips, it actually looks really cute. Like there's no issue, no nothing, I'm pretty happy with it. I just wish that the lip look would stay like that throughout the entire day, or at least until the next time I eat, because very quickly it will start to give me all of this butthole lip, inner ring, the whole like sinking into the lips, emphasizing my lip lines and everything. I think the emphasis of the lip lines, I have a sneaking suspicion it's just due to the nature of water tints, because every single shade that I've tried so far, I can't seem to escape it. No matter how hard I try to hydrate, moisturize, and protect my lips at the 1 hour 30 minute mark, it will start to look like this already. So in terms of longevity, I don't think it's really there either. I don't know, what do you guys think so far about this lip look? I think from afar it still looks okay, but if somebody were to come up really close or just like speak to me one-on-one, I'll be a bit, back up, stop looking at my lips, that kind of thing. So I don't know, it does give a pretty even stain. I gotta give Rawman that. I think that's one aspect that Rawman really improved on. But if not, the rest of it's a bit ooh. So funny story is that when I was doing a wear test with these lip tints, right? And I was like meeting my friends. Let's call my girlfriend Kay, alright? I met one of my friends, Kay, and I asked her like, girl, what do you think of my lips right now? Give me your honest thoughts and opinions. Without even hinting to her or saying anything to her, she said, that's the lip tint you're currently testing out, right? The ramen one. I'm like, how did you know? She so easily like identified it, and yeah, this is what she said. Okay, so you could tell that. You could tell.
Now that is that product that's why with F one right, or B.
The bare water tint.
Yeah, something got E 就对了。
What do you think? Like, what do you think?
Do you lick your lips?
No, I'm more like I just pulse it like that.
Or like that.
Yeah.
Just now when I first saw you right, I can see two different colors.
Like, is the inner lip stain here
Yes.
and this one right outside?
Yeah. 它不是那种 very nice 的 gradient 啊，它是真的是 two， 好像你有两个 lips。So like I'm just exaggerating.
Okay. Okay. Like, it looks like damn dry, like here, right? Like the inner.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's very cozy. You know, should I give $13 for?
Yeah, it's like $13. Yeah. Like the inner white, like film thingy is like forming, yeah.
Forming.
Like the, yeah.
Okay, as of now, I can't tell. Just I was observing just now. I never see until the white thing. Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't really like how my lips are looking like right now, so just gonna go in and reapply on top. I'm curious to see if this would like erase the butthole lip. I guess so. I mean, you can't really see until like I pointed out like, hey, did you realize that there's like additional bump or layer around here? But if not, you can't really tell, right? So yeah. I don't know, for it to just last for an hour is a bit like frustrating. It's like, why can't you just look this cute the entire time? And the other day I did a little like short update saying like, hey guys, this is what I'm experiencing right now with the bare water tints. Just want to keep y'all updated. And y'all in the comments were telling me that apparently other lip products have given you the same issue, which I was like, okay, I have not experienced the butthole lip for a really, really long time. So I was a little bit shocked to hear that. So let me know down below if any particular lip product actually does a similar look and feel for you. It might help someone out as well to avoid that lip product. But admittedly, I have not experienced that in a very, very long time. The last time I had butthole lips was maybe in 2016 or 2017, and that was with like traditional lipsticks. With water tints, so far, I've not experienced it. So that's why I was a little bit shocked with the bare water tint. Okay, let's be objective for a moment. And I would say that the pros of this lip tint for the lip staining effect, I think it's pretty good. For it to, rub off after a meal, I think I'm pretty okay with it. I'm okay with reapplying. It depends on individual to individual how you feel about reapplication. I think it's inevitable for lip products to be reapplied. That's the purpose of lip products. They're not meant to be completely bulletproof. I think for it to wear off naturally, I think that's nice, and leaving a nice lip stain, a little bit of color so you don't look completely flat. And I think that the nature of the product causing it to, look dried out as time progresses is very unfortunate, and just the emphasis of the dry lip lines, it's not something I can really jive with, so I'm a little bit disappointed in that aspect, but I think that just comes with, like I said, the nature of the lip product. I remember like 2010 water gel lip tints was like a very strong dark inner red lip and a pale concealer lip on the outside, and the fact that small lips were the trend back there, I feel like a lot of brands just didn't bother to kind of work and improve the formula. Now moving on to comparisons, I have 3 of them. The first one being the Raw Man Glasting Water Tint. The only common thing between these two tints is the fact that they have a sheerer base pigmentation. You can see that these two formulas really allow your natural lip color to peek through and also shine through together with the product, and that's the only similarity. The reflectiveness of this Glasting Water Tint is giving like editorial high shine kind of thing. This one barely has any shine to it. The only reason why there's a slight shine is because of the actual wateriness of the product that is trying to dry down at the edges over here. If not, the whole lip stain itself doesn't really have much of a shine to it. The next one that we're going to compare it to is also from ROM and the Juicy Lasting Tint. I think this is one of the most popular lip tints in the K-beauty market at the moment. The difference in these two is like much bigger. The Juicy Lasting Tint has a stronger base pigmentation. It's quite pigmented, the color coverage is high, and also it's still shiny. There's still that film former shine to it. It's not as strong as the Glasting water tint, but still, this one is much more shinier compared to the Bare water tint. But in terms of the staining department, right, I would say that the Bare water tint stains much better compared to the Juicy Lasting Tint. There is a slight stain for the Juicy Lasting Tint, but you can see that it's not anywhere close to its like true color. This one stains true to color. And I couldn't help but to compare this one over here, Peripera Water Bare Tint. So we have the Bare Water Tint and Water Bare Tint. The switch up of two names, you get two different products. I think with the comparison swatches, you really can tell that the Bare water tints don't really have a strong base pigmentation to it. It's really just like a wash of color and giving that, you know, just bitten kind of vibes. The Peripera Water Bare tints have a stronger base pigmentation and also a slightly higher shine as well. Probably the shine of this is like the lowest in all of the lip tint comparisons for the Juicy Lasting Tint as well as the Glasting Water Tint. I would say it's like a medium. It's not as intense or full coverage as compared to the Juicy Lasting Tint. This is probably a nice medium point, so it's like a mix of both shine and pigmentation. So yeah, you get something like this. Quick blot test and a swipe. So this is the difference between the two. And also for the record, with the Peripera Water Bare Tints, don't want to mess myself up. Yeah, the Water Bare Tints, I don't experience any of the inner butthole kind of thing to it, if you're curious about it. Alright, let's move on to the lip swatches. First up, we have number 1, Bare Vanilla. From the color chart itself, Bare Vanilla is actually recommended for light warm tones, so essentially spring. And apparently, according to my personal color analysis, I can get away with light spring for my clothes, but I'm come to the point where I'm just like, whatever, I just want to wear whatever I want to wear on my face or body. On my light olive skin tone, it definitely pulls a little bit more like neutral, I feel. It's great for days where I just want to throw something on and be out the door, that kind of situation. So yeah, this one is, I nearly forgot the name, Bare Vanilla. Okay, let's go in with the second layer. Honestly, this color is so pretty. I love it. I think it's super cute. For days where I don't know what to wear on my lips, I just want something on my lips to make sure I don't look as tired or dead. I feel like it's still kind of drying down my lips a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with a little blot test. You can see there is some transfer on the paper itself, but you know what? It actually looks pretty good. It still looks pretty even. You can see that it's starting to do the separation staining thing where the inner lip stains deeper than the outer lip. But if I had not bring it to your attention, I don't think it's that obvious. Maybe like here and here, you can see the difference a little bit more. The next shade that we have over here is number 3, Nutty Mauve. Now, Nutty Mauve is still in the light warm category, but it leans a little bit closer to the medium tone. I think on me, this pulls a little bit warmer, and it has this like brown undertone with a hint of orangeness in it. Not a big fan of orange on me personally, but I think because the color is quite muted and it's quite soft and sheer, so I think it's completely fine. Let's go in with the next layer of Nutty Mauve. I think this is a color that 2018, 2019 Crystal would lose her mind over and be like, this is the best color ever, that kind of thing. I still think this color is nice, it's just that maybe not for this eye look. I don't know. Something about it looks a bit off because maybe it's the fact that I'm wearing like a full face of almost cool tones and my top as well is also cool tone. So like everything is cool and you have like one pop of warmth. Let's do a blot test again. I think with this one, there was a little bit more time for it to dry down completely. Of course, there's a little bit of transfer. Blot test though. This one looks cute as well. Very even in staining, yeah. I can tell that the pigmentation itself is trying to grip onto my lips because it's only the second lip stain and my lips already are starting to feel a little bit buzzed, a little bit numb. Next shade that we have is number 4, Water Grape. This is actually probably my favorite shade out of the bunch. Unfortunately, it just doesn't wear well with time and it gives me the butthole lip. This is the only one that gives me the butthole lip. So this is one layer of Water Grape. As you can see, like I mentioned earlier, the lines aren't like the cleanest because of the very thick and rounded tip applicator. So what I'll do is I'll try to use my pinky and just like blur it out a little bit. I think this really helps. The edges around here as well. You can tap it out as well. You can see there's a slight bit of stain. And Water Grape is recommended for light cool. So light cool is the summer category, which is what I fall under as well. This is not the lightest shade for light summer. The lightest shade is probably number 2, Taffy Float. This is like somewhere with a light medium. But honestly, I really like this color. You can tell that from now on, raw men, whenever they do like a new lip tint, they will definitely do the Bare Grape equivalent in every single new line of formula, because Bare Grape from the Juicy Lasting Tint from Raw Men is so popular, and for good reasons, obviously. It's a shame that this gives me the butthole lip, but we're gonna go ahead and do the second layer. I feel like this shade, Water Grape, is the perfect lip color for today's eye makeup. It just blends everything in so well together. It's really a huge shame that they do not wear well throughout the entire day, because if I were to base off like my lip review on this first application, I would say like, oh my god, this is great, this is amazing, you know, that kind of thing. But like, I really like to do strenuous wear tests and wear it for many hours to see how the makeup just wears and tears throughout the entire day. Does it age naturally, you know, that kind of thing? Sometimes some makeup, they just don't. So yeah, I think this is one instance of it. Okay, let's blot it off. Gotta give props, it really does stain very well. But unfortunately, it doesn't wear very well. I'm just gonna go with a little bit of cushion foundation just to even things out a little bit, because the edges are looking a little bit stained at this point. And last but not least, we have the deeper shade number 8, Deepin Red. This is recommended for deep cool tones, so someone with a winter personal color. I feel like this color is quite unique, and it's a little bit different from what you can expect from typical K-beauty color lineups for lip tints. Not many brands will do a shade like this, and I love how muted. It's a very unique shade. Not many brands do it like this, and I think one layer alone by itself, it's still not that deep, to be honest. I feel like it could go a lot deeper with the second layer on. I found that with this shade, the unevenness of staining from the inner to outer lip, this one is a bit more prominent than all of the other shades. And sometimes if you have dry lips as well, this shade will also stain pretty unevenly. So you gotta exfoliate for this particular shade as well. So yeah. Anyway, let's go in with the second layer. You can see that the edges, like the corners around here, I couldn't really get into it, especially like right here, for example. I mean, from afar, you can't really see that, oh, she missed out like this portion of her lips, that kind of thing. I try to use my pinky and try to like blend it inwards a little bit, and the edges, yeah, this is the second layer on. I think this color is really unique. I wish more K-beauty brands would do shades like this, something that's a little bit more unique, different. I think you can also picture what are the personal color, like typical lip colors, right? This is something different. Not many brands do a shade like this. So yeah, I want to see more of this. So if you're gonna ask me, Crystal, should I get the Bare Water tints? Girl, I'm gonna be real with you and say pass on it, because I don't think it's worth the hassle and the money of like, you know, testing it out and then finding out that it ends up looking like this, and then you might have a high chance of getting butthole lips. So yeah, I think you can pass on it, all right? Just take it from me. But if you, for example, have, you know, very unproblematic lips, like you don't have any issues with like lip lines, you maybe have lip filler or something, I totally can see this working out for someone who has very nice lips. But for the, you know, you and me kind of thing, nah. So I'm so sorry, Ramen. I feel like a lot of my reviews recently have been quite negative, and I can't help but feel like I'm being a little bit of a wet blanket for some reason. I don't know. Y'all, just it's just a recent feeling that I've been feeling. Words. Okay. Anyway, let me know how do you guys feel about the Raw Man Bear water tints. Would you guys pick it up? Not pick it up? I would love to hear from you guys, so drop it down below. And if you have tried it out for yourself, I also want to hear, do you also have the butthole lip kind of thing? I hope not. I hope to see you guys in my next video, which you can check out this video over here where I also do more lip tint reviews.